Hi, I'm Dr. Lara Berman, and today I'm going to share something that most men never hear because no one's ever taught them how to truly connect with a woman on a deeper, more magnetic level. We often think compliments are about appearances, but the truth is, the most powerful compliments are the ones that make a woman feel seen, understood, and emotionally desired. In this video, I'm revealing 3 forbidden compliments: rare, unexpected phrases that create instant chemistry, disarm emotional defenses, and tap into the kind of connection that makes a woman feel weak in the best possible way. These aren't pickup lines. They're authentic tools for building intimacy, and when used sincerely, they can transform how women respond to you almost immediately. Let's start. Number 1. The take control trigger there. As a subtle but powerful dynamic many women won't say out loud but deeply feel. It's the desire to be with a man who doesn't need to ask if she's ready, because he simply knows. This isn't about disrespect or disregard. It's about confidence, emotional presence, and a kind of quiet leadership. Women often pretend to dislike this kind of man, the one who takes charge without hesitation. But underneath, many secretly crave it. You've probably noticed why stories like 50 Shades of Grey captivate so many readers. Why the bad boy or the quiet, brooding man consistently holds a woman's attention. It's because these figures represent something women long for but can't always express: true authority and emotional command. It's important to understand, though, that this is not about abuse or arrogance. It's about authentic presence, a man who is fully in control of himself, who carries a calm certainty that naturally invites trust and surrender. That surrender isn't about being pushed around. It's about feeling safe enough to let go, without fear or doubt. A high-value man understands this deeply. He knows that real connection happens when she feels secure in his leadership, when she senses that he's steady, confident, and emotionally available without needing to raise his voice or prove anything. So how do you activate this powerful take control trigger? You do it by being that kind of man who walks into a room and commands attention simply by being. She notices your presence before you even say a word. One look from you makes her breath catch, not because you demand it, but because you exude quiet strength. When you reach for her hand, it's not to ask permission, it's to guide her, to lead with certainty. This is the paradox at the heart of the fantasy. It's not about dominance or control in a harsh sense, but about emotional leadership that creates safety. When a woman trusts your ability to lead with kindness, integrity, and confidence, she's free to surrender in a way that feels deeply satisfying and intimate. That's the take control trigger, a silent invitation to trust, to follow, and to feel truly seen by a man who knows who he is and where he's going. 2. The forbidden protector fantasy. Many women won't admit it, but deep down they crave to be rescued. Yet they'll tell the world they don't need saving. They're independent, strong, in control. They've built walls around themselves, proud of their strength. But beneath those walls is a quiet longing to be caught not by someone fragile, but by a man who sees through their armor and calmly says, "I've got you." This isn't about playing the hero or rushing to fix things. It's about becoming her sanctuary, the safe place where she can drop the act and just be herself. Because here's the secret she doesn't share. By day, she runs the world, but with you, she wants to collapse into your strength and feel safe being vulnerable. Triggering. This fantasy isn't about grand gestures or dramatic moments. It's about the small, quiet signals that whisper, "You don't have to do this alone anymore." It's holding her gaze when her thoughts spiral out of control, guiding her into calm when her mind won't stop racing, standing firm and unshaken. When she tests you because she needs to know you won't walk away, the more steady and patient you remain, the more her emotional storms begin to orbit around you instead of tearing you apart. And when she feels that unwavering presence, she'll start revealing the parts she hides from the world. 3. The masquerade fantasy. Every woman wears a mask, the public version that smiles, flirts, plays, and performs perfectly. But what she truly longs for is someone who can see beyond the mask. The man who notices the cracks, the subtle shifts in her voice, the quiet moments she tries to hide and doesn't call her out or push her to explain. He simply understands. This is a rare kind of intimacy. It's not about exposing her weaknesses. It's about witnessing her truth with compassion and acceptance. Triggering this fantasy is about attunement, watching her carefully, noticing her tone, her silences, her body language, and responding with empathy, not judgment, in your presence. She starts to feel safe enough to be truly naked emotionally. When she says, "I'm fine," but you lean in, hold her face gently, and say, "You don't have to be," something shifts. She melts because now she's no longer alone behind the mask. You've entered a private, sacred space inside her. Mind the space she didn't even realize she was longing to share. When you make her feel known at that level, it's more than desire, it's a deep need for your touch and your presence. 4. The controlled. Chaos fantasy. This is the most primal and often unspoken fantasy, a desire to lose control in your hands. It's the one she never admits, not to friends, not even in her journals. But it's also the most intense, intoxicating, and transformative. She wants to surrender to something bigger than her fears, her moods, or her constant overthinking. And you're not there to force anything. You're the grounded presence she can finally let go into without fear of falling alone. You don't lose your center when she unravels. You hold her, guide her, breathe with her, and lead gently, but firmly. Triggering this fantasy is all about presence. You don't need to ask what she wants, you feel it before she says a word. You slow her down when she spirals, press pause when she rushes, and hold her tighter when she pushes away. In this delicate dance, she begins to unravel safely. She isn't afraid of the darkness with you. Instead, she wants to explore it because you are her anchor. When a woman finds a man who can hold her fire without being consumed by it, she set his world on fire just to stay warm beside him. 5. The silent obsession. Fantasy. This is the final and perhaps most powerful fantasy. One that doesn't need a single word. It's not about seduction or dominance or safety. It's about lingering, about becoming the thought she can't escape. You trigger this fantasy the moment you stop chasing and start moving through life with calm, unbothered confidence. When you show her that her rejection didn't break you, that you're not glued to her social media, not reacting to every bait or test. Instead, you're building your life, growing, glowing, becoming undeniable. Suddenly, she can't stop thinking about you. It's the mystery you carry, the restraint you show, the way your presence still fills a room long after you've left. She starts craving your energy again, but this time, she's unsure if it's hers to have. That's what makes it a fantasy. The haunting presence of the man who once touched her soul and then vanished without needing applause or validation. Become her silent obsession, and she never admit it. But inside, she replays the way you breathed, the way you looked at her, the way you knew her deeper than anyone else over and over again. Now you know. Not the fantasy she posts on Instagram. Not the sweet checklist she shares with friends. You've seen the real one, the fantasy she tries to keep hidden. If you're still here listening, that means you're not average. You're not just safe or predictable. You are a man of presence, a man who can hold fire without flinching. So, here's the truth. She doesn't want a man who asks for permission. She wants a man who awakens her mind, body, and soul. If that's you, don't play small. Become the one fantasy she never confessed but will never forget. If this message awakens something in you, if you're done playing soft in a world that responds to strength, subscribe. This channel isn't for weak men. It's for the few who lead with clarity, command, and masculine depth. Comment the word obsession if you've seen that look in her eyes the moment she almost gave in. If you've ever felt that magnetic pull, if you're ready to become the man women dream about in silence, type it, own it, and trigger it.